Hello, you're very welcome to the Cork Creative Podcast, and in this episode I interview Newry Bakry and Caroline Walsh. Newry Bakry is a Malaysian head chef with 30 years experience living and working in West Cork. He has a passion for food and creating recipes by day. By night, however, he is Newry Bakry, a cosplayer, creator and customizer. His YouTube channel has over 1,400 subscribers and 375,000 views. His TikTok channel has over 14,000 followers with 700,000 views. Newry has always been creative. Even as a boy, he was making his own toys using the wooden scraps that he found around him. He met his wife Caroline in 2014. They bonded over all things sci-fi and Star Wars especially. In 2016, Caroline wanted a stormtrooper figure for her desk, and that innocuous, inexpensive 5-inch figure fueled their massive collection of figures and all things Star Wars. For this episode, we discuss their creative process, finding time for passion projects, future plans, and the Field of Force Festival in Dunmanway, West Cork on the 1st to 2nd of June 2024. All tribes welcome. So Newry and Caroline, you're very welcome to Cork Creative. Thank you for giving up some of your Monday and recording in your studio today in what I would describe as a Star Wars fan's dream, a science fiction fan's dream really. DC and Transformers.
Don't mention Marvel.
We won't mention Marvel. So tell us a little about yourselves and what you do.
My name is Newry. I've been chefing for about 30 years now. When I was younger, I'm very good with art, especially on painting. But I don't pursue, go with painting. Instead, go chefing when I was 18 until now. So there's a little bit about, and I love to create stuff as well from scratch. I build on my own toys. Sure. Because when I would grow up in the 80s, that time my family is, we're not that rich family, we're really poor family. So I made my toys from wood or plastic or whatever, from scratch, and then just start building up my creativity and make my own toys, basically,
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Patrick, for coming here today and doing this with us. I'm Caroline. I'm Newry's wife. I'm not that creative, but I provide tea and sympathy and empathy when things don't go according to plan. Basically, we're both huge sci-fi fans, and sort of when we got together, we're together nearly 10 years, and we literally bonded over sci-fi, Star Wars, everything. And like Newry had already been collecting stuff when he met me. And we started literally with, I wanted to figure a Star Wars, a stormtrooper for my desk. Mm-hmm. And a 5-inch figure started all this, basically.
Yeah, fill all the collection,
because we, basically we shouldn't go out together because we can't be trusted. We
can't be trusted. Every time we go to a toy shop, even when we go home to Malaysia and something like that, like a collector shop, toys collector. We put the first gear between us. It's just like first gear, try to get who in first, and who find the thing that we're gonna find first.
We filled suitcases with models coming back.
Yeah.
How many helmets did we bring back on the plane?
Oh, jeez.
We were going to wear them if they wouldn't let us. If they wouldn't let us carry them, we kind of thought of that. If they don't let us bring it, we'll wear them. But
it's all happened like that. When me and Caroline was going up for shopping, something that we always bring something home for the collection. Sure. Even not a plan. I said, oh, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? It's cheap. Well, that time is cheap, whatever that things is coming out in the market, we try to get as soon as possible before the price is going up. Something like that,
But I mean, it's also what you've built, and that we're sitting here in your room and we have the diorama to your left and all of your woodworking tools, and as you say, you built your own toys and you built a diorama here to a level of detail that boggles the mind, frankly. So it's all built to this, and you're deploying all your skills for your. It's almost seems inadequate to call it a hobby.
Well, I mean,
this is a
all
passion.
this, like when Newry does this kind of stuff, it's all in his head. There's no plan drawn out. There's never any plan drawn out. He will say to me what he's going to do, and I'd be like, okay.
It's wild.
But he has the vision. He's literally in his head. He works out in his head how he's going to do it, what he's going to do, and does it. And I was still working during lockdown when you were doing that.
Yeah.
And I was coming home every day, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And he was like, this is what I did today. But from our collection, from the Star Wars collection, what basically happened was you kind of came to me and said, I want to be a stormtrooper. I want stormtrooper armor. That's what you'd always wanted.
Yeah.
And that was your first thing that's the first costume thing that you got.
Yeah.
And, weathered it and painted it and you fitted it to, to your height and your build and everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, after that, then it became the Tuscan. The Tuscan was the next one, wasn't it?
To be fair, the Tuscans have better aim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Yes. For sure.
We're lucky enough, I create a tribe in West Cork here. We call it West Cork Tuscan. So far we have 8 members, and the youngest is 11 years old.
Yeah, Harry's 11, yeah.
Harry's 11, yeah. It's so happy, and they all we'll get together when something event or Comic Con or something like that,
Brilliant.
And then they're all different kind of what do you call
Character. Yeah.
and people who working on this section, and then they all get together. We all yeah, Comic Con.
Yeah.
There's a sci-fi gig, we call it.
No,
Yeah.
indeed. You mentioned your community that you have here and the Tuscan Raiders and or the West Cork Tuscans, but your growth for Dunmanway is very apparent too.
Yeah.
In the videos that you posted and what you're doing for Dunmanway and what you're planning for Dunmanway later this year. So can you talk to us a little bit about, I suppose, what drew you to Dunmanway and what keeps you in Dunmanway? What you like about the town, West Cork in general?
You moved jobs from Skibbereen to here.
Yeah.
And we were just married at the time, and so I moved here. We both moved here. Basically, we were living in Baltimore at the time, but we found a house here, and we just loved the community from the very start. I mean, Newry was working. I wasn't working for a little while until I then got a job. But even walking around the town, I mean, I have a dog. Everyone knows our dog. Our dog is very old now. We don't bring him out much anymore. But people are very friendly here.
Sure.
Very, very friendly. And, we got to know people. We got to know so many people. I work locally. I work in Centra here. So, you get to know people. And then, I mean, we found our dream house here as well. That kept us here. I mean, it was a battle to get this house, but we got it.
Compared to Skibbereen and Baltimore that we lived before, community there is Baltimore is like a tourist place, place, and then you don't know anybody.
Yeah,
you people come and go for holidays.
Yeah,
there's no friends to be made there. So when we moved to here, we got so much friend, and then some fellow geek as well.
Yeah.
It's really good. So we plan to do the event this year on June, and then the community here really support behind really support supporting us to do the event. We're doing charity for.
It's Co-Action that we want to do it for. Because they're fantastic. What the work they do in the communities. I mean, I work in Centra. There's one of the girls from Co-Action comes in with one of their people every week. George, lovely guy from Clon, very chatty. Love George. But the work they do is amazing. It really is. And we want to give something back, and we want to put Dunmanway on the map as well. This Dunmanway is an incredibly central town in West Cork here. It's 40 minutes from Cork, 40 minutes from Killarney, and you've got all the surrounding towns around you as well. So I mean, it's a really great location for this, and I think a lot of time Dunmanway gets overlooked because people go the Skibbereen, the Rosscarbery route. If you come this way, there's a lot there. We have a lot here, and it would be really cool to put us on the map. We're hoping that our Field of Force Festival is going to be an annual thing, and it's a great location for it,
And do you find that West Cork is particularly creative in terms of art, culture and design, in terms of the tribe you have here?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, you only have to look at the local artists around here.
There's a lot of local artists in West Cork here. It's so much for them.
Who's the guy that you were in touch with in Skibbereen that the 3D printers, and his wife is an artist.
Yeah, his name Justin.
You got to know him through
and then
Instagram.
They actually build a prop for the movies, sci-fi movies, So now I get another, or what do you call it, between the community of the builder and figures and model. So I got another big cable, so I can, ask for help if I need help.
Yeah.
And he do the same as well. Sometimes he texted me a couple of days ago asking, advice how to do this, Newry, how to do that, Newry.
Yeah.
It goes same to me as well. Every day is a learning. It's a learning for you. You never say that you are pro. No, you never been pro or something. You need to ask somebody.
Well, you're an expert, so you realize how much you don't know.
Yeah.
to an extent, and that's why every day is a learning. But I suppose, how did you start out with model making? So where did you said it is you started out in your youth when you were making your own toys, but how did it escalate to what we see in the room here with the costumes behind you and the dioramas and all the figures that have been custom painted?
It's just started just for my collection, and then some of the friends said, "No, you can do this, and you can make actual money." So during a lockdown, I got a couple orders from my friends, and then they said, "I can't pay you with money, but I can swap you with the toys." I said, "Yeah, I want toys. I don't mind."
Yeah.
And then they said, sending the stuff that I made for them, painted or make more create more part for the robotic or something like figure, something like that. And then they said, "You actually made really, really good, decent figures, way better than the actual toy manufacturer doing."
Absolutely, the evidence is all around us.
Yeah, sir. And I said, did I really? I always put myself. I don't think I can make something like this. I always, if I seeing something that I think I made that, and then I can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
Thinking how to make this, how to make that, how to make this. Like for the event at Field of Force, I have to build a throne for the Queen Amarella.
Yeah.
So I'm not a carpenter. I'm not, but I think I can do it.
You will do it.
I always try to challenge myself.
Sure.
Yeah. But by saying that, I still need help. Like advice. Call a wood artist or something how to make this, and call the guy who made the full armor. Sure. How do you make the 3D line?
So you have your broader community that you're using to kind of complement your skills and upskill yourself. Yeah, that's great.
Like, it's a learning curve. It's a learning every day. You never stop learning. It's so after start doing that, and then my sister said, "What do you do in YouTube? You actually make this thing. You put in the camera on, put in the YouTube." So I create the YouTube, and then why don't you do a TikTok? Put in the TikTok, and then it's all starts bigger and bigger, and then start people from England and from the America start contact me, and I start, I want this figure. So they're sending a figure, start doing this and sending back to them,
Which do you prefer, YouTube or TikTok? Do you prefer the longer form or the shorter form media?
I think I prefer YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer YouTube than TikTok.
Or something that is detailed and intricate as what you do. I think TikTok is a little bit too abrupt.
You can't just do it in the short time.
Unless I dance on TikTok, probably like a lot more
fun stuff.
This thing doing model. There's not a lot of model that people do a video in the TikTok. That's not a lot.
Yeah, sure.
They're all going to YouTube because you can see the detail of their making from scratch, and then start the process to that build them. The TikTok is only short video,
And with your online communities, are you active on message boards where you're speaking constantly to that community, and do you reply to your followers and subscribers via it on TikTok or on YouTube or?
On YouTube, yeah.
On the YouTube, yeah. Sometimes I send a message on the Instagram as well, So.
Well, I think what you're saying, like TikTok, it's for. You need short attention span, they're just clips. Yeah.
Bring them to my YouTube,
Whereas the people that will subscribe to your YouTube are people that are interested in what you do. They're fellow kind of creators.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think for you as well, what it is that you buy a figure or a transformer or something, you look at it and you think, I can improve that. That's what you do.
You see what it could be, not what it is.
Yeah.
One of the Transformers, the big figures called a Devastator. So I bought that now for about 600 quid to get the 8 robot coming to mind. And then once I get there and I show to come like, this is not actual the robot that they've seen in the television. So I start modify them, create them more detail and everything. And then the best comment I got in the YouTube, the guy who's actually working with Hasbro in 80s doing the Transformers.
The Green Devastator.
He said to me, how come Hasbro still doesn't see you? You should be working with Hasbro, he said. And then that's the guy who's working with the Hasbro doing the Transformers. Yeah. That's the biggest compliment I got in the YouTube.
And well,
it's amazing, you know.
Because I see it with my son now, you get a Transformer, you get a sticker pack. There's no detail.
They're just plastic.
They're just plastic.
Whereas you like to make them look authentic.
Yeah.
That's you do a paint job. That's what you did through lockdown.
That's what happened when something figures or toys broken. I never throw it out. I know that the part of them will be used to the other toys to their customers, you know.
Yeah.
They'll never throw that out though.
No.
Yeah.
Make Frankenstein's monster out of us.
Devastator was a little like that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, I mean, one of the key pieces in your collection are the Tusken Raiders and the Tusken Raiders costumes. So what was your process for designing, sourcing and crafting such a detailed homage to these Tatooine troublemakers?
Well, it just started from the new series of Book of Boba Fett. You know, when the Boba Fett himself, you know, meet the Tusken warrior, and I said to Caroline, "No,
he was in love."
I was in love actually, and I said to Caroline, "I think I can build that costume." And then Caroline said, "Why don't you build them?" Because before that, I was the stormtrooper of the Red Marking College, instructor trooper. It got me blister, very hard to go.
Very hard to wear.
Very hard to wear. You know, you got blister and then suffocate with the helmet, foggy lens and everything. And that's it. I've been there and done that. Like people say, I want to be a stormtrooper. Yeah, go ahead. I've been there, done that. So I said, Caroline, this is a little bit more easier.
Sure.
You can go to the toilet anytime you want.
Yeah.
And then you're more flexible. You even can run. So I start source all the material and do my homework. You know, there's nothing in the net that you can find. So it just
hasn't been done.
Sure.
Yeah.
Haven't been done yet. So it's just pictures. And then it's done. And then the first year that I went and go to Comic-Con. And then the guy posted a picture in the Instagram, and the guy who, the journalist, Star Wars Insider, this is a worldwide magazine, #1 magazine, Star Wars. And he said, I saw your photo here. Would you like to be featured in our issue? I said,
brilliant.
This is brilliant. I said,
Yeah.
You know, it's something like that. You know, you make you want to build more. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And then after that, I built Caroline Tusken. So this one
I am
is
the mother.
Yes.
Mother.
So this one is actually from the character. One of the character is this is the Black Tribe Tusken, because in 1977, A New Hope Tusken is all sandy color.
Sure.
All right. When the book Boba Fett out, they built a new tribe from Tatooine called the Black Tribe. So I built Caroline another costume, and then another friend said, "No, you build me one." And then end up, that's why we have eight of them now. And then I build every single of them from head to toe.
They're brilliant.
Yeah. I think the first helmet you made, the guy made it to your specifications, but after that you just ordered just the literal shell of it and created the rest of it yourself. I mean, our boots, they're wellies.
Yeah, wellies.
Wellies.
Yeah, I don't know.
From Connolly's down the road. Connolly's shoe store down the road.
Heavily modified.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the women were in the shop there. Why you buy so many wellies?
Even the belts, remember you were getting the leather belts, you were getting them in the Vincent de Paul shop, and I had to tell the woman in there, we're not actually into bondage, it's actually for costumes and that. She was laughing because somebody, I want 5 belts, like, and she was kind of,
And then the first time that all of us, 8 of us, tried walking together with a full costume when we were doing the Lab Scarecrow Festival. And then the photo that we're seeing people taking, and we see the photo is so amazing. When you see one Tusken walking, all right. When you see 8 of them,
But you don't see Tuscans. That's the thing. It's you go to Comic-Con, you won't see that character.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know?
And is it that the Book of Boba Fett kind of made them more of a character? They became more three-dimensional because of how they were portrayed.
Of course, yeah, because before they were just like, they weren't very likable, I think. When you saw them, they were like savages. What they did to Luke's mother, come on. Yeah. Was it Luke's mother? No, it wasn't. It was Anakin's mother, wasn't it? Anakin's mother, sorry, jeez.
I'm not a big fan of Tusken, and then once I saw that series on this episode 2 Book of Boba Fett, that Tusken warrior can move like a Jackie Chan. I said, have a look, Caroline. We've never seen Tusken that move doing kung fu, all that stuff like that.
Flexible.
So flexible. So I said, yes, I'm gonna build it. So until now, we're so happy we have our own tribe. We're still accepting more people to coming down. We try to make this West Coast Tusken. It's actually a lot of people in Ireland now know who West Coast Tusken is. It's good. Bring the West Coast names up, you know. Yeah, I'm delighted with that.
Yeah, what we'd actually love is a sign coming into Dunmanway with our photos on saying Dunmanway, home with the West Cork Tuscans. We'd love that.
We will love that, yeah.
We will someday. Yeah. We'll do it.
We will someday, yeah.
To the local politicians.
Yes, indeed. Elections coming up. Yes.
It would be better than an election poster. Much better.
Absolutely.
I mean, you both have jobs outside of this.
Yeah.
And is this what you use to unwind and decompress after work? Or what does your typical work week look like when you're juggling your jobs and this passion that you have?
Well, we both work long hours. We only have one day off together, Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
You're off Tuesday. I work either Saturday or Sunday, but it's fine. You know, when you're married to a chef, that's the way it is. Yeah. But we try to make the most of our time together. You come home from work, you'll usually sort of go into the studio, you might finish something or you might start creating something new or whatever. Just you'll find something to do. And as I said, I thought I was creative until I met this man. I thought I could cook before I met this man, and I was disillusioned pretty quickly.
Self-deprecating humor is strong.
I do come out with some ideas, though. I come out with some ideas. Like, I mean, the Field of Force, the festival that we're doing, we couldn't figure out a name for it for ages. Yeah. And now you see the hill that I have to walk up coming home from work. That's a challenge. Mm-hmm. And I was walking up that hill and I tried to have my best thoughts, and walking up the hill and I just thought, oh my God, I got it. Feel the force. Feel the force. People will know what it's about. Mm-hmm. And also all tribes welcome, because to be inclusive.
Indeed.
And I'm actually quite proud of that. So I'll dine out on that for a while, hopefully.
And that's that inclusivity with the name and with your ethos speaks as to how you're planning the event as well.
Exactly.
That quiet hour each day during the festival for autism. And
I think that's really, really, really important. Yeah.
No, indeed. And it's something that, again, will certainly feature on the website, and we'll make that a point that it's more welcome to everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we'd like that. I mean, it'd be, I think that there was that when the exhibition was on as well, the arts exhibition, that there was some people came in, but I think it's really important to have the quiet hours so that they can come. And, they're not going to be bothered by the noise or, the crowds and everything, have a chance to look around and stuff.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah.
Very true. It's something maybe, speaking to the Transformers behind me, maybe Michael Bay could have dialed down the volume just a little bit in some of the Transformers movies and made them a little bit more inclusive.
Yes, indeed.
Everything seems to explode.
Yeah, constantly.
And loudly. So I suppose your dioramas and your models run the gamut from the new movies to the two series and the original trilogy. I suppose controversially, do you have a particular favourite?
Movie, Star Wars movie, is it? Star Wars movie have to be the, like the 90s, the second chapter. It's actually the first chapter, Revenge of the Sith, and, the Phantom Menace, with, the young Anakin.
Sure.
That's my favorite, because we know that 1977, when the First Hope coming out and Empire Strike Back, you can see all the, what they call the special effects. Mm-hmm. Not great, but it's great at the time.
Sure.
And then when the 90s, oh my gosh, it's like a, you think, something that people don't imagine can do that film like that. And then all the sci-fi geek and think, oh my God, look at the new Star Wars,
Sure.
That even because of growing up that time.
Sure.
like going 90s is inflation time
Sure.
everywhere in the world, and then go to cinema it's just too expensive that time, you know. We come from the poor family and everything, like, you know. I mean, that film is just opened my eyes and then made I start loving Star Wars more.
Sure.
And at that time, of course, I don't collect Star Wars because
Too
living in
expensive.
Malaysia, it's just
Sure.
like, you know, just take my hand, take my leg. So basically like that at that time, you know.
Yeah.
But the best film to me is Revenge of the Sith. That's really, really cool to me, you know, compared to newest.
I love A New Hope.
New
Because it was, I mean, I went to, my dad used to be, during school holidays, you know, he dispatched off to the cinema with about 8 children in the car back in the day before that was illegal, and all the cousins. And I mean, I remember going to see that, and my dad even was just like, I have never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
And he was just like, you know, the effects had never been seen before. And I mean, they were the effects weren't like they are now, but I mean, we'd still never seen anything like that before. And I just loved it. It just brings back memories for me. But we also love Rogue One, don't we?
Oh yeah,
Rogue One,
Yeah,
we watch and
That's
rewatch.
the best. Yeah, the best. Yeah.
It's just,
I think I've been watched Rogue One for about 6-7 times already.
yeah, we watched it a few weeks back again, didn't we?
I know, yeah, we did. Yeah, it's so good, you know.
Yeah.
When they tie that film, they tie with you know, the timeline put in the middle of between the 70 and 90s is so good.
Yeah.
So good.
But as well as that, when the last three, the first of the last three that introduced Rey and Finn and I mean that, because we'd waited so long. Remember, we were so excited going to the cinema to see that, and it was, you know, did everything that it was supposed to do, and it was really good, especially seeing Luke at the end of it as well.
Yeah. And all those three have no comment actually.
You loved it at the
like
time.
I said, my favorite is 90s.
Yeah.
And definitely the 90s one. And the Rogue One, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the rest, we'll see. Another 3 films coming out.
True.
Yeah.
So,
But with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, both of those featured scenes shot in West Cork and Skellig in West Cork. And in keeping with the West Cork connection, and we've mentioned it previously already, you're bringing the Feel the Force Festival to Dunmanway on the June bank holiday this year.
Yeah.
What can people expect of the event? What do you want to achieve with the event, and how can people support the event, as importantly?
People can support it by coming along. We, you know, our thing is all tribes welcome. Come, cosplay. You know, come dress up as your favorite character. We're going to have a lot of cosplayers around. We have them down from Dublin who are film accurate in what they wear. So, you know, you're going to be in for a big surprise when you see these guys hitting the street. There might be 15 or 16 of them, they'll have maybe 2 or 3 cosplays with them.
Yeah.
But as I said, they're film accurate. They stay in character all day.
all day. They never
All
take
day.
off helmets.
Helmets are not taken off, but they're going to be there for photo ops. We're going to have the photo booth with Queen Amidala. The helmet booth as well, so people can have their photos taken wearing their helmets and posing with these guys or whatever. We're hoping there's a lot of workshops going on. Lakayla Arts are doing one. We're going to have Michael Fitzgerald. He's from East Cork, independent filmmaker. Newry was in his movie as well. He's made 2 Stormtrooper movies. He's going to come give a talk. You're doing a workshop.
I'm doing a workshop.
There's other things that, you know.
Michelle as well.
Michelle.
Yeah. Michelle is doing workshop as well.
Oh yeah, she's doing a workshop.
Talks about the history of West Cork.
As well. Yeah. There's we're waiting. There'll probably be more things to be added. Maybe more things to be, you know, that won't be happening. But we're just trying to do it right this year.
Sure.
And then build on it next year.
Of course.
So, you know, don't want to be too. Run before you can walk.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, get people in. We're going to have 2 halls there. One is going to be for the workshops and our base, the cosplayers' bases. And then the other hall, we're going to have all the sellers.
Sure.
We're hoping to have a lot of guys down from Dublin that will be selling models and T-shirts and what have you. But we also want to have a lot of artists around if they want to take a table as well. We want to have, you know, arts and crafts there, but good arts and crafts.
Yeah,
sure.
You know, we don't want silly tat around the place. We want...
maybe not this year, maybe next year, if we're doing that again, if this one is success, we're gonna try to get loads of our West Cork artists, join us and doing the craft and stuff like that. The reason doing this is actually, I know we try to get doing charity for correction, and then it's actually try to gather all the gig, because we don't have any Star Wars festival or gathering big in Cork.
Yeah,
Never have. People want to go dress up, have to go to Comic Con.
Sure.
If we have something like this all over Ireland in a small town like this, it would be brilliant. People don't have to travel far, and
Great focal point.
they know. Maybe your neighbor is Wookiee.
Yeah.
You never know that. They're coming out dressed up as a Wookiee. I'm a Wookiee. I never know you're a Stormtrooper. We never know that. So we try to get people come along and dress up together with us, and then at the same time doing charity for our own charity, local charity.
And we're trying to get sponsorship as well at the moment. Like there's committee, and we're part of the committee trying to get all this off the ground and trying to get sponsorship as well. Obviously,
links and details.
Yeah, trying to do that. I mean, Newry and myself, we've never done anything like this before.
No.
Never. We're during the first couple of meetings, we're kind of sitting there kind of going, okay, we don't know what to say, but but we're kind of learning a little bit by bit. Like, you don't like all the admin kind of stuff. You're just like, let me create and leave me alone. But it's just...
We hope that generative AI will take care of the admin in due course.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind that side of it, and I'm, it's a learning curve for both of us about this. Yeah. But, we want to make this a success. Sure. We want sponsors on board and, let our brand help your brand. That's what we want to do, and, put the place on the map and, get our name out there. But also, if you want to be your name with our name, that's good as well.
That's a good
exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking to that awareness and getting the brand out there, how important do you find social media and video to doing that?
Hugely important.
Yeah.
I mean,
they bring a big impact, because people keep sharing,
Sure.
Especially TikTok or Facebook Reel or something. People share, and it's become a lot of view, and then people start to contact you, all that stuff. It's really good actually. This media, especially the young one around 30s or 20s, they always with the phone.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, we have another group as well as we have another collection. We collect Mini Coopers, but we have a group on Facebook, Miniac Model Society. We have 1.3k members worldwide, 47 countries. And I mean, we started this little group and that's how it spreads. We had two of the members come to our wedding, didn't we? One from Texas, one from New Jersey. Yeah, so all tribes welcome. But I mean, that's how it starts, If you have an interest in something, you will try and find more about it.
Yeah.
And, that's why we're trying to share on Facebook. We have the Facebook page set up for this, Instagram. But I mean, even with you, with your TikTok, there's how many views have you had on your TikTok?
Yeah, the highest about 300, nearly 400,000. I was shocked. Waking up in the morning and I said, where all these viewers coming from? Yeah, it's crazy, and it's just a video doing the Tuscan Rider shoes, wrapping that the belly boot.
Yeah,
and then it's all go something simple like that. People doesn't know actually.
Yeah,
well, simple to use.
That's what people, the University of YouTube. That's it. People want to find out something. I do that. That's my first go-to thing. I was trying to tie a tie for my daughter when she was going to school. I didn't know how to do it. Went on YouTube. So there you go.
It's a road that we've all travelled. YouTube would be my university, particularly on it's something that Flux Learning would use a lot.
Exactly.
I learn a lot. I'm a self-taught. So if I don't know how to airbrush, I go to YouTube. Now I know how to airbrush. If I don't know how to do this, how to,
And now teaching the next generation.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
When I grow up in the 80s or 90s, right? You don't know anything. Can you Google the time? No.
This is true.
90s, there's no
like 12
such thing.
Encyclopedias in the corner.
Democratized knowledge.
I remember my phone having 10 all the time.
Yeah.
That means you can't go to Google or anything on your phone because your phone is black and white.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You had Snake to entertain yourself.
I know, yeah. That's all we play, isn't it? Yeah.
So I suppose just to finish with a loaded question, I suppose, given all that you do, the models, the work, the promotional work, and Feel the Force Festival coming up, what's your plans for the future beyond the bank holiday weekend in June? So what would you like to be doing 5 years from now? Where would you like to see it at?
I wish I'm not chefing that time.
Yeah.
Another 5 years. I've been chefing for 30 years, and then it's a long hours, you know,
Sure.
50, 60 hours, and then your feet is tired standing 9-10 hours a day. Not hoping that you know, maybe if we're lucky enough, you know, to create something, a small businesses for myself, doing all the toys, customized type. Because so I tried that on the lockdown. It's actually good money.
Yeah.
And then people enjoy the thing that we send to them, and they said they appreciate them. That, you know, maybe try. I was thinking to do the 3D print studios and make the 3D print and try to selling helmets, character from action hero or Star Wars or Marvel or DC's Marvel.
I think you'd like to be involved in costume design, wouldn't
And
you?
I love designing costume. I love to do it. You know, just use my head and create something like the, you know, seeing the pictures, and I can do this and then create a little bit different, and then, you know, make it, you know, real life size that you can wear. That's kind of things that I love. I'm hoping to do, or doing the movie prop or something like that. You know,
Evidence of your proficiency is.
I mean, I think that was the because I think, you know, it's, you got so much creativity, you've got so much in your head that you can do, and I mean, I think it's a shame that you can't. You know, there's got to be some way of utilizing this. You know, and that's what you'd like to do.
It's what made Star Wars so good at the beginning, was that it felt like a lived world because there was the detail in the costumes.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything wasn't pristine, which may have been an issue with the prequel movies. I suppose everything was a little bit more computer generated. Everything was a little shiny.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But I think there's the value to having it a more lived in world.
Yeah.
And where you can see the scratch marks on the armor, shall we say. And the detail that you bring to the weathered nature of the armors. It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, thanks very much for your time, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time too. Thanks.
Take care.